uh, officially known as Ryder Yusuf on Instagram.
Yep.
What's up, brother?
Thank you so very much for inviting me. What's going on? Honored to be here.
Mhm.
All new to this, so taking it little by little. I appreciate you guys for bringing me on.
So I found your videos on Instagram actually randomly. You cover people's issues with cars when they buy it, how to sell it. So tell us how you got started getting into cars yourself.
When I was 14, I was pretty much like installing like car alarms, remote starts. This was back when you used to go to Walmart, used to see like all the radios and stuff in the back, put it in kicker systems and whatnot. Then I went into like kind of mechanics and whatnot. So from there, I had a really passion for like taking things apart, putting things together, and my parents' cars would break down all the time, so I'd fix them, and that's when I kind of started.
And then you used to work for a dealership, right?
Yes.
How was that? What'd you see? What'd you hear? Like
Stressful.
Yeah.
It's all about trying to make as much money as possible. I think it's so addicting because when you first get in, you make good money, and it's always trying to chase that first high because you get that big sales check. No matter who you signed up with, 20 or 30% interest rates, crazy packages of like warranties at $6,000. You don't care. You're just trying to eat. So definitely stressful. Then kind of ventured off and went back to school, and then came back into the car game. So
because people hate car salesmen because they try to sell them on cars and they feel like they don't care about them individually. But
absolutely,
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So when do you start taking phone calls of customers and putting it online? Because that's huge. You change the game by giving marketing for car issues and car sales and selling cars back to dealerships.
Absolutely. So it's actually kind of funny. I actually started my notoriety from doing food reviews in Greensboro, North Carolina. It was just randomly like all these places that seemed, run down, and people would like not go eat there. I'd do that. And then all of a sudden kind of stagnated. And then I was like, I'm going to do an auction video because nobody does the behind the scenes for cars. So I did an auction video. I was telling people, the car market's crashing because it was crazy at that time. Dealers was like, everybody was complaining about how expensive used cars were. And it's a little bit more complicated than like a dealer buys a car for like 20K and we're selling it for 30K. It's really expensive at the auction. So I wanted to give that behind the scenes look. Boom, blew up. And then, in all honesty, I think there was just situations where repos were getting more and more. People were being taken advantage during COVID. COVID was a time where people were just doing deals at home. Sign up at home, send you paperwork. It doesn't matter what it was. So you saw like a huge influx of like people with bad negative equity, just, falling behind on their payments, crazy interest rates. And I was just like, you know what, let me come give some transparency to the game. So I just started taking people's calls. And then once I did one, the floodgates opened. I mean, just calls and calls and calls. So,
because buying cars now is definitely a hassle. It was also a hassle, but even more so. And repo rates are really high right now.
Yeah, the
like
highest they've ever been.
Full.
Yep.
Why is that?
It's a multifaceted problem. It's not just a situation where it's just because people don't have the money. It's also a situation where people, it's a little bit political with the tariffs and whatnot. Also, I think people are genuinely being burnt out financially.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have much money anymore. I see it all the time at the dealership. People call me, hey, Yusuf, everybody inflates their income by like 50, 100%. I'm like, I make $5,000 a month. We prove it.
Deal.
It's like $2,000 a month,
So fellas, he's saying in a nutshell, you want to get a car, you're not doing so well financially. You say, you know what, I'm making instead of 50K, 80K.
But the thing is, the game is there will be a dealership that'll get you the deal approved. It doesn't matter. Like, if you have a heartbeat, there are dealerships that'll get it approved. And I think that's the crux of like why I do what I do, to let people know, take a step back and understand.
But we call them buy here, pay here's because those places you don't want to go to.
100%.
Because you have to.
Yeah. There's some lenders that are buy here, pay here structured, and people just kind of.
So fellas, if you're going to go buy a car, make sure you can avoid buy here, pay here's. Now, can you tell them what that actually is, a buy here, pay here?
So buy here, pay here essentially is a in-house finance vehicle, right? So like if I have a bunch of cars, I am the lender, right? So you're paying me the vehicle, 500 down, 500 a week. And buy here, pay here can be very lucrative for dealers, and it is a good alternative for people to get into, but it also can be very predatory. So, you're paying $1,500 a month for a Chevy Malibu or a, Honda Accord. So,
bro, my first car in America, I had no credit, right? I'm new to America, but I need to get from A to point B. I'm at Pembroke Pines going to Boca Raton every day. Toyota Camry, 1992, 140K miles. The car is valued at 4K from them. I put 1K down. My payment is 450. No, I like 550, right? Which isn't terrible. But my boy's driving a Mercedes that year for 400, and I'm like, damn, I'm paying 550 for a Toyota Camry. He's paying 400 for a new Mercedes.
And I think that's sort of the the issue with people. They don't have a game plan. They just get stuck with what they get. Like, for instance, that was an option for you, but then eventually you went into a better option that was like, holy crap, a Mercedes is cheaper than what I was paying for a Toyota. So I think that's just you were implementing a strategy to say this is going to be temporary and I'm going to get into a better situation.
I had a plan because getting the car was one thing, but paying off that year was the whole plan.
100%.
So paying off in full, getting on my credit score that was paid.
Yep.
But imagine I'm paying more money than my boy's paying for his Mercedes. So my payers are definitely only if you have to.
Exactly. And I tell people, if you have to, do it, right? If you don't have any money, you can't borrow anything, do it, but do it short term. Don't stay with it. Don't wait until the last minute. You know what I mean? So listen, there's a financial product and loan for any situation. Mortgages, credit cards, cars.
You can make it happen.
You can make it happen, but at what expense?
So real quick, this year, Mario wants to get a car.
No, I'm not getting a car.
And
why?
We want to get him a car because Myron needs a car. And at this point, how should he prepare to buy this car? Now, Myron is a very frugal guy.
That's awesome.
He wants us to be smart about his car purchase. But how should he start this journey of getting his first car? What should he look for?
Well, I mean, Myron is very successful financially, so I don't think getting any car for him would be an issue.
It would probably make more sense for someone that is maybe making a certain amount of money a year. Because I'm not going to buy cars just trolling. Don't listen.
No, just for the audience, for an example.
Yeah, but my financial situation isn't going to.
Exactly.
I think we should do it for somebody like $50K per year, someone a bit more average. Like, well, what route should they go?
I think most people, right now, like car payments are creeping up to like $1,000 a month average, which is crazy.
Average.
And yeah, 1,000, and not even that. Insurance rates have tripled. I've seen people pay $500-$600 a month for a Kia or a Honda.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
scary.
Very scary.
Yeah,
well, I thought the car market was down. Why so expensive?
That's the issue right now. Is it's down because people aren't able to turn over those loans.
Yeah.
Right now, banks are stopping, and we get emails all the time, like banks saying, "Hey, we're pausing on lending right now until things get better." And these are like subprime banks. Subprime means anything under like a 580, 600 credit score. Like that's just bad credit.
So do you remember the '08 crash that happened? Obviously.
Yeah.
It started with the car market first, then real estate, and then on from there. And these are the same kind of signs that's happening now, where banks are saying, you know what, hold on, we get everybody a loan, but now we need to hold back because we're too over leveraged with them being in debt. So it's really like deja vu happening all over again.
100%.
Yeah.
I also think it's just we are in an information overload day. Everybody they're as good as the last person they talk to. Oh, well, this guy told me to do this. It's like we can't think for ourselves. And all the calls that I get, it's crazy that people put themselves in that situation. I got 4 kids. I pay $1,200 a month for a car and for insurance. What should I do? I mean, bro, you make $3,000 a month and you have a 580 credit score. There's not much you can do. I just don't remember why. I don't remember for you guys, but for me, I remember thugging it out was a real deal. Like I would have a car, no AC, windows didn't work.
Yeah.
Wait till I get in a better situation. People don't want to do that anymore.
Sacrifice.
Exactly.
So he takes calls of people basically have issues with getting rid of their car. For example, they don't know where to go, how to get rid of it. He tells them the real. Listen, you messed up here. Here's what it is. And it's very crazy because most Americans are in this scenario. We got some videos to play as well to kind of showcase what you do. But in the meantime, Joey, shout out to you for 5 subs on the chat. Appreciate you, Joey, for supporting the show. And more on the way. So this is his Instagram here, right with Yusuf. And what's the first video we got there, Bills, in Takeover? Here we go.
Oh, this
now,
was a crazy
walk me through this video before we watch it. What happened here?
Just FYI, I reposted this video 4 times. Each time it got over 2 million views. It's been on like 5 news articles,